how do I put it? It was like, what do you care about them? What do you care about those people? What difference does it make to you? Take care of your own life. Do the best you can for you and your family. What do the rest of the people mean to you? They don't mean anything to you. They're just serfs. They're just people. You know, what's the end goal? The end goal is to get everybody chipped, to control the whole society. They want a one-world government controlled by them. Everybody has an RFID chip implanted in them. And if you're like me or you, and you're protesting what they're doing, they can just turn off your chip.
Welcome back, everyone. I'll tell you what, you know it's going down in the Soviet clan crater when Rise Above is broadcasting on a Monday night. Holy shit.
Rise above, generate, rise above, extinguish fear, rise above.
It's Monday night. Let me welcome our in-house metaphysical protection specialist, Sensei, Inner Guardians, aka Master Lee. Welcome to the stream.
Salutations and revelations of the method.
Yeah. Revelations of the method, indeed. It has been, I'll tell you what, Master Lee, it's the weekend where I tried to take a weekend off, spend some time with the missus, where the infinite content creator really starts laying down some serious content for us to talk about here on Rise Above, yeah?
Yep, Al Gore is watching.
Al Gore is watching. Okay, so yeah, we all know why we're here tonight, so big up everybody tuned in, all of our regular viewers and our listeners, and everybody that's new. I have a feeling we've got a lot of new viewers tonight. If you are new and you've never watched Rise Above before, it's time to sit down comfortably, fasten your seatbelts, because tonight we're going to be talking about what happened on the 6th. It was the 6th of November. It's the Travis Scott concert. Oh, look who's just turned up in the peak of the moment. Mr. Andy PG is in the house as well. I knew he wasn't going to miss this one for anything. Let me just load up a video, because I'll tell you what, to set the scene properly, we really need to look first of all on how the mainstream media has reported this incident. Now, I could have spent a great deal of time compiling a load of mainstream media videos, but instead a guy called Jason A has done it for me. So let me just get to the right folder here.
Apparently there's fuzziness on the microphone.
It's you in the Guardians, I believe.
Yeah,
Can you
okay,
reconnect
I'll
and jump
switch.
out? Yeah, you switch over, mate, and we'll get you back in a sec.
Stand by.
All right, stand by. So I'll just get the folder right. Travis Scott, here we go. Right, just let me get the right video here. Here it is. Right, so big up Jason A. He's quite a big YouTuber, and he has basically compiled an amazing little collage of all of the mainstream media snippets of what happened at this Travis Scott concert. Check this out.
One concert goer called it hell.
Police say they have not determined what caused the deadly chaos.
It just felt like we was like literally like in fucking hell, bro. Like it felt like we was in a concert in hell. You couldn't breathe, you couldn't see, and once the medics tried to help them, they wasn't responding. They moved to the next person. It was nothing they could have do. This shit really fucked me up and really spooked me tonight. Like that was like some demonic shit.
That is so sad. To have that image in your head still this morning, I'm sure.
Oh, 100%. I mean, like I said, I work in the hospital. I work, with people that go into cardiac arrest. I mean, this was more terrifying than anything I've ever seen. Anything I've ever seen. Ever.
We start with breaking news from the United States, where at least 8 people have died in a crowd surge during the opening night of the Astro World Music Festival in Houston, Texas.
As Scott took the stage to headline his Astroworld Festival Friday, many of his fans were being crushed in a sea of pain.
This was the most horrific thing I've ever seen in my life. People were getting trampled. I saw people's heads stomped in. I saw people getting their ribs broken.
it just got worse and worse. Everyone's like, you just can't breathe. You just feel like...
17 people taken to hospital, 11 of them suffering cardiac arrests, more than 300 treated on the scene.
Look, in my 27 years, I have never experienced this type of mass casualty.
I mean, and that really says something. 27 years, and this is the worst you've seen. Houston Fire Chief Samuel Peña.
The rapper Travis Scott, who founded the festival and is from Houston, stopped several times during his 75-minute set when he spotted fans in distress.
We need somebody to help him. Somebody passed out right here. Somebody passed out right here. Hold on, don't touch him, don't touch him. Everybody just back up. Security, somebody help, jump in real quick, keep going.
But panic later set in, and the crowd surged towards the front of the stage. It's not yet known what caused the incident.
People are fucking dying. I'm gonna save somebody's life. That's somebody's kid.
Two hands to the stop.
I'm gonna save them.
Two hands to the stop. Two hands up, y'all. Two hands up. Y'all know what y'all came to do. Chase me. Let's go. You gotta hold people in the people take care of them. I wanna make this.
New video shows security actually lifting up someone who needed medical attention as Travis Scott continues to perform.
At the front, a man was heckled as he shouted for medical assistance.
People are dying. I'm gonna save somebody's life. That's somebody's kid.
Two hands to the stop.
I'm gonna save them.
But when it came, that help was hampered by some festival goers oblivious to the unfolding tragedy, dancing on top of an emergency vehicle. Reports suggest medics were overwhelmed.
And then meanwhile you have others that are climbing up the tower to the staff that's in charge of the lighting and saying, stop this, shut it down. They're trying to shut the concert down. Nothing was being done. It was absolutely insane. I've never seen anything like that in my life. I am disturbed.
We just watched the bodies just go past us unconscious.
With reports of people being trampled, unable to move and breathe, some unconscious and falling to the ground, EMS crossing dense crowds to reach them.
Doing a cardiac arrest last night, and I'm so sorry. All I heard was, you're just gonna let him die?
People were so packed, they passed out. Some suffered cardiac arrest.
We had to walk over people's bodies.
Panic rippled through the crowd, causing many to surge toward the stage. Emergency crews struggled to deliver help. The hip-hop stars...
There are major questions still outstanding about whether this festival should have been allowed to go ahead given those injuries earlier in the day. Guys?
Yeah, just a glaring question there, and the video unbelievable.
And this video, captured during the day on Friday, shows hundreds of people rushing checkpoints and destroying security property at the entrance.
The on-site medical team was quickly overwhelmed by hundreds of casualties. Emergency vehicles trying to access the most seriously injured appeared to be hindered by revelers, unaware of what was unfolding.
Just imagine all the people they're going to find tonight who was in that crowd, who nobody could see, who nobody could hear, who passed out, and everybody was just trampling on top of them the whole fucking concert. Like, I'm thinking it's probably going to be like at least 100 people who dead tonight. Like, I kid you not. Like, in the VIP section, it was so many bodies laid out. People was getting pulled out who was fainted. And the medics were trying to give them CPR, and they was flipping them over, and like they was literally turning black and blue. Like I never seen death in my fucking life, bro. Just by me alone, it was probably like 10 fucking people laid out dead.
In a statement posted on Twitter, Scott said he's devastated by the deaths.
How are you feeling about, the victims who have lost their lives at a concert?
I feel very angry. Travis acknowledged that something was happening in the crowd. He acknowledged that there was an ambulance. He acknowledged that someone was passed out, and then just continued the concert.
That's somebody's kid.
Two hands to the stop.
I'm gonna save them.
Two hands to the stop. Two hands up, y'all. Two hands up.
What was so crazy, like people were screaming help, trying to tell Travis Scott. They was like help. The whole crowd was just going like help, help, help. And he just kept going, bro. It was like, that shit was scary, bro. It was so demonic, bro.
But there's a lot of people that are very selfish. There's people that I saw a pit that was being held together by people, but because in the pit was people that fell, so they were standing together to help the people get up. And I witnessed somebody unconscious struggling to get out, like their friends were trying to get him out, and just people weren't caring enough to like make a path.
Honestly, it was like a movie. Like, everyone was going crazy, people were falling, people were passing out.
Simmons refers to himself as a rager and has been to many of Travis Scott's concerts.
I knew that people were passing out, but it was something that typically happens at a show, but people seem to get up after a certain point, but there was a point where people weren't getting up.
Drone video shows the landscape one day later. Tammy Fusel, Jonas's mother, says she's been to many concerts, but she has never experienced anything like Astroworld.
And the crowd goes wild and everybody's jumping. There was a point where Travis paused and saw the ambulance coming. I'm on the platform watching, and I thought, oh, he's going to stop him. He's going to tell people to calm down, but he didn't.
With the mayor adding that Houston has never experienced anything of this magnitude.
And mind you, y'all see the type of music I make. Y'all see everything, like, you know, like I've been so heavily influenced by Travis, but like after tonight, bro, like God really showed me, like, you know, like stay away from that shit, bro. Like that shit not for you, cause like he sacrificed so many people's lives tonight, like for real. Like so many people's lives are gone tonight because they want to go to a fucking Travis Scott concert and have fun. You know, he influenced people to be raging and all this shit. So many people broke in and it was just chaos, bro. It was a living fucking hell, bro. Imagine seeing all those dead bodies, and that was just by me.
I just want to send out prayers to the ones that was lost last night. My fans really mean the world to me, and I always just really want to leave them with a positive experience.
Okay, we're back.
What the fuck, man?
Mate. Right, let's welcome back in the Guardians. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in still. And I have to say a massive shout out to Jason A for making that compilation. That is absolutely stellar work. We have now 310 people tuned in on a Monday night.
Massive.
It's right above, bitches.
Rise above, generation
Right.
rise above, distinguish fear, rise above.
So, now we should obviously start by saying this event, this occurrence is obviously very, very sad. Life has been lost. So, you know, we've got to start by saying obviously this is very, very sad. And going forward.
I need to get in touch with you.
Hello?
I think I can hear Mrs. in the
Exactly,
Guardians.
Mrs. in the Guardians in the background. Hello. Going forward, I will be showing some footage which is actually much worse than that. So there is a bit of a warning.
So I've only literally found out about this afternoon.
Yeah.
So I've seen I've seen a video of the African American dude talking, which they broke up throughout that montage.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got the gist that this dude is. I didn't even know who this dude was until this afternoon. So I just did a quick Google search, went images. This dude's like covered in satanic symbolism and fucking blood and inverted crosses and pentagrams, all sorts of weird shit like that. So he was obviously that way inclined.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would say start from the start that
Mark Devlin talks about it as well. the music as well. It's like the demonic frequency of just like that.
To me,
I don't know.
it's hell listening to that type of music. This guy links to what many people would call entertainment industry. Now, we've got in the Guardians our pre-show chat that we might need a little caveat to some of our newer viewers about the term Satanist.
Yes.
In the Guardians.
Salutations.
Salutations.
Right, how am I sounding?
Oh, much better. Totally clear.
In the Guardians, good evening, sir.
Good evening. Yeah, well, I've mentioned a few times about Satanism and the satanic spectrum, and I'm always wary about using those terms because it's been hijacked over the years, and intentionally, obviously.
It's just got religious connotations
wait a minute, we keep people are saying the sound is cutting out. Can we have some feedback, everyone? Is it sounding okay? The sound certainly shouldn't be cutting out. Can we have some live feedback, please? Sorry, carry on in the Guardians.
Yeah, is that on my...
Well, no, apparently they said the sound overall. But I have no reason to see why that would be happening. Oh, okay, the sound is okay. Let's carry on.
Yeah, so Master Lee, those terms for me, it's just like a religious hijacking. It's got religious connotations all over it. As soon as you say Satanism, people just think
it's cutting out.
Red dude with horns and a...
Can you hear us in the Guardian?
It's cutting out for me. Yeah, it keeps cutting out though.
We have 333 people tuned in then. Well, everyone that's listening in is saying, oh my God, they're saying it's cutting out. That's very disappointing. I'll tell you what, let me just try something.
Tonight that's going out.
Okay, we are back. Can everyone let us know is the sound okay? It says our internet is good here. We've got more people tuned in than ever tuned in before. Maybe it's because of what we're trying to talk about here. Yeah. Right, we are back.
We literally had 333 people watching, and then it went down to 321. Literally, as it cut out. That's so fucked up.
Right. Okay. So.
Right. Yeah. So when we talk about anything of the satanic spectrum, we have to be very, very careful because a lot of people have got preconceived ideas, pictures, and images in their consciousness with regards to this, which has been mainly done over the years through religion and, say, horror movies.
Sure.
So when we say that somebody is satanic, it doesn't mean that they go into a dungeon and sacrifice babies. Now, the way that I was always taught was that anything that doesn't have a triad completed, anything that isn't conscious is potentially satanic. So I was taught to treat everything as though it's satanic until proven not satanic. Now that sounds pretty extreme, but I think what we're going to start to see is that it may be actually correct. That literally everything around us is satanic, unless it's on the transcending or ascending spectrum.
Okay. All right. I think that's a good caveat to start with.
Yeah. Now, I've been wanting to say a lot of things over the last few months, but I've been holding back because I don't want people to be turned off or think that I'm some kind of crackpot. You know, if I talk about somebody being possessed by nefarious entities, then it's a bit of a turn-off. But in actual fact, this realm is there's an infestation of nefarious entities, starting from those in control or presumed control. And at the end of the day, it's all about control. And it always goes back to the same things: numbers, geometry, words, spelling.
Yep.
And people always ask the question, you know, why are these? Why is it always numbers, geometry? You know, why is this? Well, in simple terms, It's because they are devoid of creativity, imagination, and reason.
Yeah.
So they need all of these controlling mechanisms, which include the mathematics, algorithms, geometry, so on and so forth, in order to function.
In another sense as well, that's how the universe communicates.
So this is some context for everyone that's listening as to why tonight we are going to be talking about numbers, about ritualistic patterns, about symbols. It's because from our understanding, the people that could be enacting, I use the term people loosely, could be enacting things like this, use these patterns, rhythms, and mediums because they are devoid of creation, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So keeping that in mind, let's start to break down what we've actually learned about this happening so far, yeah? So apparently 8 people were killed. There was a 50,000 people festival.
I literally checked, before I came here, I left just after 8 and it said at least 8 people dead. It changed earlier because when I looked up this afternoon it said 8 people dead. Now it's saying at least 8 people dead.
Yeah, scores of people have been hurt. Panic broke out.
It said over 300 hurt, injured.
Wow.
Yeah.
50,000 people attended. Okay.
You've also got to factor in, right, that any form of media or medium or news reports, they're going to be using word magic and spelling. So as an example, right, they said about the crowd surge, towards the stage. So the crowd surged towards the stage. That's what they're saying. Okay. From an occultist perspective, personally, I would see that what they're trying to say, or what they really mean, is that there was a surge of essence towards the stage. So remember, they have to say everything in the physical.
Whoa. So when they say the crowd surged towards the stage?
Yeah, physically. That's what you would think, physically. But if you look at the videos, you don't see any crowd surge.
No.
I haven't seen any videos. All I've seen is like tiny like photos and...
We've got plenty of videos, don't worry. So they're saying that 17 people were taken to hospital. 11 of them had cardiac arrest. Now, I've got to start by saying, everyone knows what I've been posting about recently on Facebook, okay? About people that have attended another certain concert that might be having adverse reactions, okay?
Lots of people in soccer, football.
Yeah. So when I came across this, my first thought was, are these people that have had a previous attendance of a couple of Britney Spears concerts? Because I'm sure I read somewhere, and I did make some notes, that this myocarditis, or whatever it is, I can't pronounce Coinciditis. It basically, if you go to 2 Britney Spears concerts, I've heard it banded around that it puts your chances of 1 in 5,000 of getting this coinciditis, right? Well, if there's 50,000 people at the concert, my maths sort of dictate you would expect 10 people to suffer from coinciditis. And now let's just be fair. If there is, and we'll show the videos of it in a minute, there's a very rowdy festival. People are getting very hot, jumping around, that
high blood pressure.
That gets people's heart rate up. People take things at festivals which increases their heart rate. But hey, I'm going to also add a caveat that I've performed at festivals, or raves rather, where people have died before. I performed at Rain Dance one, 3 people died. There was about 5,000 people there. It was because of overcrowding. It was inside, and it was actually raining inside. It was so hot, it was raining. People sweat back down on them.
Really?
People were dehydrating, and they were dying of dehydration basically. So it's not unheard of that people die.
It's not the first time. 1991 with the P. Diddy charity event, there was 8 deaths.
Oh, really?
Or 8 dead.
In 1991.
Yeah.
So that's 30 years apart.
Yeah.
Same amount of deaths.
I heard, so Drake was involved with this, no?
Drake came out on stage.
So I heard, someone could check this out maybe in the chat. I heard that Drake and this Travis Scott dude are exactly 666 months apart.
There's lots of those numbers in this story. Yeah. I think I've got something on that on one of the slides as well. So,
Mr. Tavistock.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Yeah.
Travis Scott, it is suspiciously like Tavistock. And for anyone that doesn't know what the Tavistock Institute is, I mean, how would we best describe the Tavistock Institute?
Social engineers.
Yeah.
I would describe them as people that work out the nuts and bolts of society on behalf of the dark occultist priest class.
BBC take all their instruction from the Tavistock Institute. Let's put it that way. So Astro World. Okay, so we'll start with the symbology straight away. I mean, okay, I believe that Tavistock's album is called Astro something. Yeah, so Astro World is his thing. But so people have always said was it AstraZeneca World? We'll come to that in a minute. Travis Scott and Drake sued over deadly US festival crush. So they're already trying to sort of point the fingers that, you know, they incited people to sort of get crushed. But let's have a look at the actual layout of the festival, and I'll just make this a little bit bigger so everyone can see it. So we've got this massive mountain with what can be described as a circular portal in the middle of the mountain. And they have a stage here which can be described as a black cross. Looks sort of inverted, like an upside down cross, going into the stage. Now the first thing, I know I've worked at a lot of festivals, a lot of large events. Why is the crowd penned in like that? I can see why, so they can get like they can get security guards walking through here and walking through here. But look at these spaces here.
Look at the bigger cross as well.
Yeah, there's a bigger cross. There's a cross and then another cross.
It looks like two crosses mirrored, as above, so below.
It certainly does. So, I mean, from a safety point of view, it looks like an absolute nightmare because people that are penned in these corners here, 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 and here have got nowhere to go.
So is this front bit like a VIP area?
I guess so. That's like the VIP crush zone, basically.
Right. VIP crush zone, yeah, nice.
Because I think that's where most of the fatalities were. Because look how enclosed it is here. So let's move on. What do the lawsuits say? So this is all from the BBC. Yeah, I mean, some of the kids were 14 and 16 years old.
Oh yeah, I heard there was a 14-year-old.
Shall we watch a video that I have found that's actually made by a group of like 16-year-olds?
Let's do it, because this is all. I literally only found out about this afternoon. So yeah, let's get a video on.
Okay.
I've only seen that video of the African American dude
I think
talking.
we need to share this because what I did was, as soon as I saw the mainstream media showing their clips, I wanted to go and find. Here we go. A first-hand account, and this is exactly what this is here. So let me just.
We've just gone to 334 people watching from 333.
Right, so I'll just make this
Okay,
big.
just
don't break it.
So here are
Your
some
hand
kids,
or the
they're putting their wrist.
All because
wristbands
I'm
on.
slow.
Just fast forward it.
Is that, yeah, they're going through the mouth of the
they
beast.
walk through the mouth to get into the festival like this.
This should be Metro Boomin. We'll see.
YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube, yeah. Just tell what happened. Say what happened.
You see how people are like in pens?
6 o'clock. Throwing bottles.
A weird festival.
Everyone had blankets. We were making barricades in the Astro World 2021.
That's sick.
It's late.
Yeah. That guy's passing out.
So he's saying that guy's passing out. So they've literally just got in there in the day. There are already people passing out. What a strange festival. People are walking around in like a car park, and then there's a metal barrier, and on the other side there are people that are really compressed in. That's weird.
We're still healthy.
Kim K in attendance.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, the sushi.
Metro Boomin didn't play. So weird.
Is it just me, or does it look like a very strange event?
So is this maybe some reminiscence of the Divic 91 restriction, like, you know, the penning? Or I know they're not penning off here like they were, like, you know, the actual pens for segregation of like your crowd of 6 or 8 or whatever it was. But is this like they've adopted the idea of penning off from that and be like, yeah, that's a good idea. We'll just pen some.
I believe they have that as a way in American festivals so the security can get into the middle of the crowd.
Right.
But it seems like a really dumb thing to do. So this is really early on in the day. No, that's the wrong screen. Let me get rid of that. Here it is. Let me just fast forward a little bit and I'll show you what it gets like.
Because here, around the outside, it doesn't look that busy.
No, but
Apart
this
from
is during the day.
Yeah. That's what I mean. It's just pens.
So look, this is what it gets like. Look. Things are already starting to turn nasty.
So yeah, this is quite close to the front.
Yeah. I mean,
it's always going to be a bit mad at the front because everyone wants to be at the front. So I'm just.
And what
playing...
you've got to take into consideration is this guy is like with 2 girls. He's obviously a bit of a soy boy.
Yeah,
He's not going to be at the front like brocking out, elbowing people in the face and shit.
Are you there, Marcelly? Are you with us?
Yeah. I'll just watch.
Does this look like a good time to you in the Guardians?
Would you pay money for this?
Not particularly, no. No.
Turn the volume down a little bit.
It looks quite normal. It looks
quite normal so far. Right, yeah. But wait until the sun goes down.
When the sun goes down.
Right, okay, so it's starting to get a bit more violent and a bit more rowdy here. You know, you can see how people can get knocked out, get hurt. That's, perfectly understandable. Right, here we go. Here is the countdown before the main event, Travis Scott. This is taken first hand. What do you see there, Andy PG?
I see flames.
It's a phoenix.
Oh, it's a phoenix, mate. It's risen from the fire, from the ashes.
It literally looks like he's raising hell.
How many flames are there?
Oh
yeah, good question.
Shit. What's that? Reload. 1, 2, 3, 4.
8.
8 oh my God! In a Guardian, shut up. That's why we weren't going to do this without you here. So the first thing that you've spotted there is there are 8 flames for the 8 deaths.
Potentially, yeah.
Potentially. Oh, this looks literally like an absolute nightmare. But that's what the guy was saying, wasn't it? He was like, you said it was like a concert in hell.
Yeah.
But this video is entitled, Things Went Wrong, We Got Out Early. So these people were not near the front. They were quite clearly at the back. They sort of like saved themselves by climbing on top of the portaloos. So yeah, you can hear people going, "Help, please! Listen, medic."
So is this when he stopped the show?
Apparently, the show was stopped on a number of occasions.
Magenta.
Yeah.
Magenta. Yeah, look, these guys, they're not having a good time. Look, Look at the look on people's faces.
So it says, at this point, I could no longer record as I had to use both arms to protect my girlfriend and sister until we were able to get over to the barrier and find a space. We cannot exit past here. There's no path to exit fully. Anybody carried out had to be part ways in the huge crowd, hundreds of people deep. Yeah, it's pretty hardcore, man. Yeah. So, I had to show this to give for due diligence, really. Here is someone going up. Actually, I'll show this in a different video because everyone might have seen already the people climbing up to the cameraman.
I haven't seen it, man.
I've got more videos, so let me just get rid of that one. So, like, what we've seen there, we had people going, medic, no, like, as soon as the music turned down, all you could hear were basically people's screams and girls saying, oh, no, help, get me.
So my missus, right, she quite used to, back in the day, go to Glastonbury and like, quite big festivals like that. I've never been to a huge mainstream festival, like, where there's like hundreds of thousands of people on that. I've never been to one. And she tried to get me to go to one pre-Divock. And to...
Pre-Divock?
Yeah, to I think it was Glastonbury she was trying to get tickets for. And I said, do you know what? I said, it would be my worst nightmare to be in the middle of one of those crowds because we were watching videos of it, and I'm like, it's just not for me.
It's like, you need a piss. That's
exactly what I said to her.
That's an hour operation.
I said to her, I was like, what if I want to drink? Or like, what if I want to go for a piss? Or if I want to roll a joint? Like,
my experience of
man.
those festivals, if you're in a group of more than 3 people, you spend your whole time getting split up and looking for everyone
looking
else.
for your friends and shit.
Yeah.
But like, fair play to the people that like it, that's cool. But for me personally, I would never ever put myself in that situation.
Right,
like
no.
Even all friendly, not let alone some satanic fucking ritual dude like this, like whatever he's pumping out.
Because like so far, what we've basically showed is a nasty, rowdy festival with a load of sort of young, muckish
it just doesn't look very family friendly.
Right, this is where it gets a little bit darker. So this is where, if you have been to the Britney Spears concert, right, I don't recommend that you watch this because for all we know, I had this conversation with Andy. Someone warned me about this earlier. I am essentially broadcasting what I believe to be potentially a dark occult ceremony or maybe even some damaging frequencies that might have caused people to have an adverse reaction. So please bear that in mind.
Have you got the video of what's his name, Kanye West, when he talks about low frequency music and the base chakra 808?
No, did you send that to me?
No, I can find it though.
No,
it's very appropriate to what we're talking about.
Oh, okay.
I think he did it. I think he did it 2 weeks ago or something.
Really?
People about the 808 drum beat and how basically it ignites your base chakra, and all of this music that all these rappers use is 808. Right, okay, so here's another video, and this is a little bit worse. Let me make that bigger. That's 2 people we've seen stretchering out or being resuscitated.
I mean, the
other round. So, yeah.
The other thing to consider is that, like you're saying, that this is like the definition of hell. There is a certain amount of conditioning that you need to attend these concerts, yeah, and you need to have a certain mindset and be organised in a particular way. Well, I think it'd be fair to say that most of these people attending are probably out of condition with regards to not being able to attend any of these concerts over the last 2 years. If you know what I mean.
Well, that's one thing I hadn't even got onto yet, which was the prerequisite for attending this concert. Where is it? I've got it here somewhere. It is obviously...
Is this full Divok?
Yeah, yeah, obviously.
Double Divok.
You basically, it's the same as all around the Soviet Union. It's the same policy. You have to have had a double Britney Spears concert attendance.
Double Divok Spear, or is it 180 days?
180 days, you've been touched by the Divok within the 180 days, or you've got one positive, negative pro-COVID reaction test.
Yeah. So you either have to be licked by the Divok, 180 days.
Touched by the Divok.
double
You have
speared.
to dance with the Divok, double speared by Britney Spears. Yeah, so, I mean...
we've got some great terminology now for the ABCs of...
Right, yeah, we're sort of jumping around here, but right, another good, really important point, which I think is important to bring up, right? If we're saying that these people were crushed and that caused them to have 11 cardiac arrests, but that's a lot of cardiac arrests. Where's the asphyxiation? Because in the Hillsborough disaster, which is one of the worst crushings of all time, when 96 people died, no one was recorded of dying of cardiac arrest, as I know. It seems to be basically asphyxia.
However, just to play devil's advocate again, people generally at a football match aren't jumping up and down, like dancing for hours on end, maybe not taking
no, but they are drinking. They are drinking. They are out of shape men.
Yeah, of course.
And they're getting their testosterone up.
I'm not sure that their heart rate's probably going for the length. I'm just playing devil's advocate, just putting.
Well, once again, if you look at the word crush, I would look at that and see the crushing of essence, or the crushing of the grapes.
Yeah,
grapes.
Oh, God.
The grapes of wrath.
Here's another.
You got to look at the language.
Here's another random part of the story, and again, we are jumping around here because there is so much to this story. Apparently, Astro World security guards were pricked in the neck with a needle. We've got this idea of spiking, which turned up.
That's happened in the UK already, in our own town as well. Like.
No, we don't know if it's real. If someone has picked up the term spiking, i.e. putting things in people's drinks, and they've just assumed it involves a needle. Because I've talked to many people. If you're going to go out date raping someone, taking a hypodermic needle with you in the first place is a problem.
Yeah.
Then you've got to go up and put it in them without them knowing. Then you've got to make sure you either get the right muscle, the right vein, and then you've got to make sure you don't inject an air bubble into them and kill them. So if you're going to date rape someone, pricking someone with a needle is simply not viable. We're going to come on to, in a little bit later, what the other reasons could be for these stories about jabbing. If it is a fabricated story. We don't know, we're speculating. That's what Rise Above is all about.
Yeah, we don't know, guys. We're just reporting.
Yeah, we're just reporting from Clown World.
Yeah, Clown World, yeah.
So, there's another aspect to the story. I'm going to show something now which is quite dark. Check out Travis as he pans out the camera. Listen to the frequency.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I personally, I'd like to think that the concert should have been stopped.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
If I can find the next video, I might have some evidence of him actually being told on stage that something's going on, and you see what he does. Let me show you this. One sec. Big up JD's tuned in as well. Hang tight, everyone tuned in. Rise above.
Yeah, because our boys like JD, Terra Slim, like yourself in the music scene.
JD and Terra Slim have been calling out these Baphomet rappers for a long time. Big up both of you. Right, here's the next one. Check this.
Now we're in there, bro. So shut the fuck up. Exactly right. Now we're in there. People are fucking dying. I'm gonna save somebody's life. That's somebody's kid.
Two hands to the sky.
I'm gonna save them.
Two hands to the sky. Two hands up, y'all. Two hands up. Y'all know what y'all came to do. Chase me. Let's go.
Gotta hold people in the people take care of them.
I wanna make this motherfucking great.
So the music stopped.
What the fuck is that? If everybody good, put a middle finger up in the sky.
If you're good, put your finger up in the sky.
Okay, where my guys, man? Come on. Yeah, all that.
What are they
Two
saying
hands
to
the
him?
sky.
Watch what he does now.
Two hands to the sky. Two hands up, y'all. Two hands up. Y'all know what y'all came to do. Chase me. Let's go. I want to make this motherfucking ground shake. Goddammit.
This is what people have like
Here we
having
go.
fits in ambulances and stuff.
Here we go. Here we go.
They're saying stop the show, stop the show. Open up the portal.
Wow.
So yeah, I just like to reiterate. Turn that off. As people are climbing up the cameraman's pole, saying stop the show, people are dying. As the music has been stopped, and people are saying Travis stop. He says put your finger up if you feel right. Then two of his guys come up to him and say something on stage. He says no, fuck that. I'm carrying on. Put both hands in the air, and then literally it goes off, and it looks like that portal opens up, and 8 flames go up. Am I just seeing that? Have I had too much rabbit for breakfast?
Well,
No.
the thing is, the question has to be asked is, who is he? I mean, you're saying, like, why didn't he stop the concert? Well, who is he? Well, from the way I see it, he's in a trance state.
You think Travis Scott is in a trance state?
Yeah, 100%.
He certainly looked like it when he was up on that that extendable arm.
Yeah,
and it was like
100%, yeah.
he was doing like the rope. And he was like,
I've personally witnessed probably in the region of 30 plus trance state events via Santeria.
And for any one of our new viewers, you know, in your past, you were involved in is it a religion or a spiritual practice, Santeria?
It's both. It's a spectrum, like all things. Just depends on which part you get into. But yeah, it involves sound, trance, movement, frequency, and the possession of vessels or meat suits of various different entities. You know, I've witnessed it. I know how it works. I know that it can be done, but it's normally done privately in small groups. Maybe
Not on a mass scale like this.
Yeah, this is on a mass scale, but it carries exactly all of the same mechanisms.
Mm. Yeah, there's definitely something else going on here, because I mean, what some people, I mean, big up Hugo Talks. I've just screenshotted this because he made a video basically saying, is this a cover up? Are they saying that this is a crush when actually this is 11 people dying of coinciditis post a double
Can
Britney
I
Spears
ask,
attendance?
how are they inciting the crowd? Like, what's the
Well,
chat here?
that basically, you know, that you can see that they don't have much lyrical content apart from go fucking mental.
Right.
You know, and when that beat comes in and 8 flames go up, that is a massive sensory shock to the system. You know, it's been a long time since I've been at the front in a crowd. I've spent the last 20 years usually being on stage, but I've seen what it does to people when they're 10 or 20 meters in front of me, when they're in front of that massive stack of speakers, they're in front of like the fucking UV like smoke cannons and the whatever CO2 cannons. They're literally getting blasted off their feet. And when you're in a mosh pit as well, and they're playing like the most sort of like low density music, like that mumble rap that he plays, absolute garbage.
Yeah, mumble rap. That's what I think. We've got the Sheep Farm studios in the
Big up Sheep Farm crew. Watch out on the 19th of November. Slumdog Millionaire Richie Sunak Meet the Flockers live on Rise Above with Sheep Farm. That's going to go down. So yeah, I mean, big up Hugo Talked, but
rumble rap, mumble rap. That's
mumble rap.
That's the name for it. Yeah,
it's
mumble
just
rap.
turd. It's just it's basically
demonic mumble
It's
rap.
the music equivalent of verbal diarrhea. So
Can we talk about like the mechanisms of sacrifice or death?
we
Or-
certainly can, but can we save that for a little bit, because I've got a little bit more of the meat and bones to get through here.
Sure.
So yeah, right. Let's just get some first principles out of the way. The biggest crush ever, 96 victims, didn't have anyone die of heart attacks. The Astro World policy is that you had to go to 2 Britney
Enlarge the
Spears
screen,
concerts. Sorry, I'll make it bigger. The Astro World policy is you have to go to 2 Britney Spears concerts before you're allowed to attend this Travis Scott concert, or you've got to have a test or whatever. Due diligence. I checked out what the Britney Spears rate was in Houston, Texas, because it's a red state.
Yeah.
Because I thought about the false flag element. Okay, they are 53% double Britney Spears.
Right.
Slightly below the national average. But I thought, maybe there's an angle there. I thought I'd put it in anyway. Okay, so let's get a little bit of background and a few of the coincidences or strange occurrences around Travis Scott. He's linked with the Jenners or the Kardashians, right? You know, for people that follow the Hollywood cult, they're pretty high up. So pregnant Kylie Jenner was uninjured after the Travis Scott Astroworld incident. What was she doing there if she's pregnant? Why would you go to that concert if you're pregnant?
Yeah.
It left 8 dead, sources say.
Wanted to put some demonic frequencies into our unborn child.
So Travis Scott dropped a song on the same day called Escape Plan. 11 on trending for music. So 11, the same number of coincidental attacks at his concert. Is that coincidence? I don't know. He's wearing 3 eyes on his t-shirt. Utopia. The mountain that had the portal in was Utopia Mountain.
Just on that point, you've heard me mention before about the word utopia.
Yeah.
That people really don't understand the true meaning of utopia. That they think it's an achievable place, when in actual fact it means it doesn't exist. Yeah. Well, if you take the word
pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Yeah, if you take the word dystopia, equally, if you look at the origins or the root of that word, it also means that it's not real. Now, I would say that means some kind of augmented reality, a synthetic reality. So dystopia would actually be pointing towards the augmented reality, synthetic universe, the metaverse. And it's not a coincidence that he's actually dabbling with the words utopia and dystopia.
Yeah. And this is, and we'll be coming on to this very soon.
Look at these 3 dudes behind, they're like agents of the Matrix, behind in their suits.
Funny you should talk about the old metaverse in the Guardians. It's something that we've been talking about on the show a lot recently as the term has come out. It's the synthetic universe, as you coined it, is something you've been talking about for at least a year, with us anyway. Yep. So what are the chances of the fact that Travis Scott was one of the first rappers to do a concert in the metaverse before it was even called that? It was actually on the Fortnite platform. A virtual concert watched by millions. This is 24th of April last year, 2020. Here's a picture of his virtual avatar that was... I've just got eye for an eye on the screen. Have you mentioned Wim's email yet? No, I haven't. By the way, Godvag emailed me.
I've seen it.
You've seen it, yeah. So yeah, here he is in the metaverse. I think him and Drake, funnily enough, and Drake was the guy that came out on stage with him as they were apparently inciting the crush of the soul essence. Yeah, Fortnite's Travis Scott concert was a stunning spectacle and a glimpse at the metaverse. It's genuinely hard to describe what I just witnessed in Fortnite, but I'm going to try. It was an in-game concert that was meant to evolve on last year's Marshmello show. Rapper Travis Scott doing a performance entitled Astronomical.
It's all astro, isn't it? And astro. It's all to do with the fucking stars and... come on, man.
Astral realm.
It's just sun worship. It's just more sun cult.
Now, in a strange twist of coinciditis, Kris Jenner, which is the mother of Travis Scott's missus, it was her 66th birthday.
Yeah, of course it
on
was.
that date.
Of course it was.
Do you remember who else's 66th birthday was last week in the same place where that guy died of coinciditis?
No, go on.
It was Health Chancellor Gates. His
That's right,
66th birthday was last week in Turkey.
Because he flew in loads of people on his...
Yeah. And that person that flew out of Turkey, that was double Britney Speared, apparently died of COVID on the plane. And they
talking of the word or name astro.
Yeah.
I think there was another coincidence, wasn't there?
Yes, there was. I'll be coming on to that. Yeah, there's another big astro coincidence. Yeah, you lot love ruining my slideshow tonight, I swear. Right, okay, got to be careful what I say on this one. Here's another coincidence. The stadium that the
the Five Jizzle.
No, we're going to call it Pento Jizzle.
Oh, Pento Jizzle. Yeah.
Pento Jizzle. Yeah. The stadium that the concert was at was basically... It's called the NRG Stadium, the Energy Stadium.
Oh, come on!
Yes, of course it is. It's the energy harvesting stadium.
For anyone who knows anything about how the occult works, this is just screaming bullshit.
They might as well have just put a big sign on it saying this is a ritual harvesting of people's souls.
This is just another 9/11.
Well, do you remember? I don't know. 6 months ago, I said that stadiums are used for harvesting energy.
You certainly did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I say, I hold back a lot because I don't want to appear to be too crazy. I don't want to put too many people off. But we have reached a stage where it's the revelation or the apocalypse is literally manifesting in front of us. So for people such as myself and many others, I think we can freely speak about a lot of things. Whether people still choose to ignore remains to be seen.
Ignore at their peril at the end of the day, Master Lee. I mean, this Pento Jizzle is something that I deliberately haven't talked about.
So, 2 sets, guys. So, John Levy, one of our favourites on the show. So, he talks so much in his videos about the architectural structures of buildings used as amplifications, amplifiers in some contexts. And it's like, I'll be interested to know about the structure of the geometry of the festival, whatever. So
I had a little look at the site. I should have sent it to Godvad.
Do you know what I mean? So, you know what I'm getting at here.
Yeah. Nothing jumped out at me, but yeah. This is definitely a piece of the puzzle.
Like Master Lee was saying, like stadiums being used for energy harvesting.
Yeah.
Well, they're used for a lot more than that. They can be used as portals. Now, you've got 2 types of energy. You've got tangential and you've got radial. So one is coming in and one is going out. So they can actually be like airports for non-physical or metaphysical energies or entities on a grand scale.
Yeah. While we're just on, let's do things in the right order. While we're on, you talked about the last astro coincidence, and let's just cover that. So... on the same day, there was another death of Astro. It was a UB40 founding member. Astro died after a short illness.
No, what? No,
a short illness.
Come on.
Right now, let's just go a little bit deeper, right? Because does anybody remember back in July when a vocalist of UB40 was forced to quit because his band members were going to force him to attend the Britney Spears concert? Now, Astro didn't quit, so I think it's fair to assume, or to conclude rather, that Astro has attended...
He's partaken.
2 Britney Spears concerts minimum.
He's partaken.
Okay, so Astro died of coinciditis or a short mystery illness on the same day that all this happened.
I find it fucking retarded that terminology is even remotely accepted. A short illness. That like how is that?
Yeah, but have you seen how many times it's been used recently?
Yeah,
it's like
that's
literally
what I mean.
staple.
I
a
find
short
it
illness.
fucking retarded that anyone accepts that and doesn't call it out for what it is. Like, unbelievably so.
Well, syncretism bombshell is the Britney Spears concert analogy. No, I don't think that's a mistake.
No. And it's really interesting because, you know, I said at the start of this stream, when I first heard that there was a concert of 50,000 people and 11 people have died of a cardiac arrest, the first thing I thought is Britney Spears, right?
Yeah.
But,
mate, there's
obviously more to it, but hold that thought. There is a Britney Spears connection, which I'll be coming to later, which is quite weird.
Is that?
Yeah, I'll just say that now.
yeah.
It's one of my latest slides. So, right, in the Guardians, just a second ago, you were talking about concert stadiums being used as...
So this is from a movie, no? The top one's from the movie. Yes, it is, yeah.
The one on the
Metropolis.
right is an actual fun park for children called Moloch's Fun Park in Italy.
The one on the top, Metropolis, is from a movie, a really old movie, actually. And it's literally about sacrificing... like energy to deities. Like it was about a dystopian society where the people have to fucking sacrifice themselves into this monster thing. That's exactly what it was. This has got dark occult written all over it. Everything about this guy's concert, festival, whatever. Everything about it. Literally every aspect. Look at it. Look, even the balloons here look like Saturn, like planets. Look.
How many rings does Saturn have?
How many moons?
How many rings?
How many rings? I don't know. Is it 8?
Can we Google it?
Yeah, we can Google it.
You can add
Just so you know, I've sent you on Messenger the video of Kanye West.
Oh, wicked. Okay, let me just find that. So what have we got on the screen here? Did you? I think we showed earlier the actual flyer for this concert, right? So we have these two hands. People have someone's pointed out here that there is actually a 9/11 in there. So November is 9, 5 and 6 is 11. There's a 9/11 there. You know, if you're into that type of thing, there it is. Let me just get Facebook up to get this thing about Kanye West.
I've actually got it here, Lance.
Yeah, but you can't put it on my screen.
No, I'm sending it to you directly.
Oh, go on then.
Big up to Alicia Bear. She sent that to me directly. No, it's gone to you. You got it.
Okay, one sec. What I would have to do is a bit jiggery pokery. Let me just unshare that screen like that.
Everyone's tuned into Rise Above.
Everyone's
372 people
Holy shit.
tuned in. Fucking
right, I need to mute
night.
Master Lee for a second.
Maybe we do a Monday stream more often.
Yeah, maybe we should. Everyone loves a Monday stream. Right, let's do that. Let me mute Master Lee. Okay, so this is Kanye West talking about... Let's get that.
How the 808 keeps you vibrating at the lowest frequency.
The algorithm, you know what I'm saying? The 808 exists in the lowest chakra of your body. The majority of content that's related to the 808 is killer or sexual content. The original 808s was even off pitch. So that meant it's an actual sound in the track that you don't realize is there that is fucking up your entire frequence. And now today, every time I hear a car come out, it's 808. But if you think about African music and hip hop and what we was breakdance to, it was light.
The percussion.
It was upbeat. It was the drums. Now it's like, and all of this is a bigger, and it's like.
He exposes.
Mate, his handlers would not have been happy about
someone
that.
was in, and someone's earpiece there. He's breaking program. He's breaking protocol.
Yeah,
press the kill switch.
That is like. That's
right, let me just get rid of that, and then I'll get Master Lee back.
It's exactly what Mark Devlin talks about in depth, man. Anyway, I'm going to plug Mark Devlin's books here. Anyone who's interested in this musical frequencies, anything, like go and check out Mark Devlin's books, Musical Truths 1, 2. And he's just putting out volume 3. It's coming out now. So, yeah, check out Mark Devlin's work. Honestly, go buy his books. They're not expensive. They're really good. And they can relate to absolutely everyone.
Yeah, so on this subject of frequency, with regards to, say, Santeria, in order to elevate higher consciousness or to actually remove the higher consciousness from a body, we use a like a snare sound.
Okay.
Or so, for instance, I could actually make a sound that would actually raise consciousness or extract it from a body. So when you hear the sound like in music, that's like
hi-hats.
Yeah, hi-hats, yeah.
Or maracas.
Yeah, it can be done in different ways, either verbally or through instruments. Tambourine. That's why tambourines are used in churches for the Holy Spirit.
Well, what Kanye West
Who's
said
Holy
is true
Spirit?
about 808? I can guarantee that every single tune at that entire festival, we used the 808.
So let's talk about 8 again. Saturn has got 8 rings.
Yeah, you googled it. Saturn does have 8 rings.
It's got 8 rings, guys. This is just screaming occult ritual all over it. Honestly,
There's lots of 8s at this. 8 deaths. It was an 808 music festival.
8 is the number of the serpent.
The Ouroboros.
Yeah.
Infinity.
I've got on there.
And what did Kanye West say there? He said it's just
He started to say something before it went.
Yeah.
Yeah. So right, okay. Here we're going a little bit deeper with the symbology.
Whoa.
So Les Luther on Twitter says templates, and templates is this idea that comes from human vibration. And she wanted to come on the show tonight, but she couldn't come on. I've messaged her earlier. She wanted to come on to talk about this. So the Astro World poster. It has Pale Man from Pan's Labyrinth, which is a Guillermo, I can't pronounce his name, Guillermo del Toro movie. And yeah, a grotesque child-eating creature with the eyeballs in the hands. And just to go back, yeah, there is that 9/11 there, if you're into that type of stuff. We've got the Astro thing here with a sort of hypnotic sort of symbol, and open your eyes to a whole new universe. It's literally dripping. It's dripping in dark occult symbology.
If you know how to decode this stuff, it's. Oh, he's there with Billy Boy. Look,
it looks like he's holding on to Bill Clinton's arm, like having a right little giggle, like having a proper little moment with Bill Clinton.
Maybe he's taking some of that energy, that ancient energy from Billy Boy.
I would say that Travis Scott must be right up there with Jay-Z and all those guys now as a proper Baphomet rapper.
Well,
after this,
I would say this is an initiation to the higher echelons of the occult world.
That's a very good point in the Guardians.
Wow. 381 people tuned in. We are breaking a Rise Above record. Big up everyone tuned in.
Rise above, generate, rise above, extinguish fear, rise above.
We're going to have one of the new member of the team, Russ Kieran, call in a little bit.
Excellent.
Can I just
memes for us?
Yeah. Go on, Master Lee. Continue.
Yeah, I mean, there's another thing to consider is I've been talking about the eighth sphere of Rudolf Steiner.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean that's the synthetic hell realm, which is all of the negative karma of the sun, the moon, the earth, and Saturn.
Wow.
It's like all of the nasty sludge of all of the negative karma that they're using to build the synthetic universe.
On that note, should we have a couple of minute break? We've got to an hour. We're going to broadcast for one more hour. Should we have a little break? All right, let me find.
I think we need a break.
Yeah, we do need a break because we have we've still got a lot more to get through and it's been quite deep. Right, 370 people tuned in. Don't go anywhere. I am just going to find an appropriate music video from myself and Omar Beats.
Mate, play "Don't Believe Me."
I will play "Don't Believe Me."
Can I just suggest
the lyrics are fitting?
Can I just suggest that during the break, everybody has a quick shakedown and get rid of the negative karmic sludge from all of this dark occult.
Everything you've just witnessed on her.
Yeah, because it's going to get worse after the break. We have more sludge. So yeah, please wipe the sludge from your ethereal shield, and you will see you guys after the break. This one is called "Don't Believe Me" by myself, Double LMC, produced by Omar Beats.
Take note of these lyrics, ladies.
We'll be back
and
very
gentlemen.
quickly. I wrote this at least 10 years ago.
Don't believe me.
Listen to this the other day.
Don't believe.
What's going on there?
Don't believe me? Go study history.
Politicians, professors and scientists, controlled by some rioters. Through 2 world wars they've been trying it. Corporate investment, no matter who the finalists. Don't believe me? Go study history. Check the activity of bloodline dynasty. Sumer, Egypt and Rome, consistently pan-European imperial misery. World conflicts enact social change, so they want it, but we must abstain. Acquiesce and you're in for a world of pain. A workhouse where you dream of a minimum wage. That's the plan, but it's closer than you think. We'd be there now if it wasn't for the cosmic shift. They're panicking, the game is up. It's all illusion, the only truth is love. Don't believe me? Don't believe me? This goes deep cause they rewrote the history books. You can't quote how the real history looks. Empires fried from the lands they took. We're in the same boat, it's kept afloat by crooks. Been the same way for more than 1,000 years. There's no love here, all you're allowed is fear. Break through the clouds so the sky is clear. Satanic whispers hidden in the sounds of prayers. Dark suits, cold hearts, no empathy. Fill positions of power in our embassy. Stone circles and burning effigies. Chanting mantras to bring forth energies. Secret meetings that map out our destinies. Hooded figures, manifest entities. Pollute our minds so we got no memory. For centuries helplessly trapped by the treachery. Don't believe me? Obelisks and illuminated torches. Landmarks of malevolent forces. Sorcerers aim to contain your mind state. Open your eyes where you're already blind, mate. You want the truth, better ask and why. Your worldview got squeezed through a needle's eye, and here's the proof. They extinguish lives. Conflicts built on evil lies, no surprise. We don't know of no agenda. Disguised from the light from the moment you enter. Survival of life, you're a lifelong member. That's right, since they sliced the placenta. Now, welcome to the slave race. Very few will ever find out how the game's played. Unless you wake up, keep on playing it. They look at me and think, why is he saying it? Don't believe me? Don't believe me? Don't believe me? Go study. Don't believe me? Go study history. Go study history.
Okay, we're back.
There's nothing like the smell of toasted rabbit in the morning.
Welcome back, everyone. Andy PG is still in the toilet. In the Guardians, are you back with us? He'll be back anytime soon. Let me just get rid of him for a sec. So big up Sasha English, An Eye for an Eye, Nasty Boy, Lingo Bikes, and everybody else tuned in. Let's have a little look at the chat room. Yeah, so tonight we are talking about the Travis Scott ritual, question mark. Not so sure there's a question mark anymore. Definitely seems to be a ritual of some type. Lance, you need to do a tune with JD. I would love to do a tune with JD. Do you know what? We need to do a tune with myself, JD, and Harris Lim. That would be something to behold. Let's make that happen. Oh, look, Andy PG's back. And In the Guardians is back in the house as well. Welcome back, everybody.
Rise Above.
Rise Above, indeed.
That is a great tune.
Thank you very much. Very fitting. Obelisks and illuminated torches.
Yeah. Burning effigies.
Yeah, dark hooded figures burning effigies, chanting mantras to bring forth energies. Because that's essentially what we're talking about here.
And, don't believe me, go study history.
Yeah, so I tell you what, let's just set the scene a little bit more.
Or is it check the activity?
Check the activity of Bloodline Dynasty.
Bloodline
From
Dynasty,
Sumer
yeah.
to Rome to Egypt consistently. Pan-European imperial misery.
It's all there, guys.
Yeah, it's all there. All right, so...
Literally, go and research all of those things.
Yeah, you can go, you can
That's
use
literally
that to
a
go and write an
list.
essay.
That's a list for you.
Okay, so where should we go from here?
Can I just point out something?
Yeah, sure.
All of these things like numbers and any kind of geometry and things like that, they can be used for different purposes. So you've got dark occultists, light occultists. So as an example, the number 8, it doesn't automatically mean that if we say the number 8 is being used for the dark the dark side, that it means that the number 8 is then all dark.
No, it's like 33. 33 is not inherently evil. It's
Yeah.
just used. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
there's
could even
certain.
argue 666 is not inherently evil.
No,
if
it's
we were
not.
to- It's the number of man, number of
Yeah,
manifestation.
people seem to get stuck in polarity or duality where it has to be either good or bad. Well, most of these things are just like a knife. I use this example all the time. So a knife can be used to by a surgeon to help somebody, or it can be used by a psychopath to kill you. So a knife in itself isn't good or bad. It's a tool and how it's used. So that, say, the number 8 could also be a tool. So as an example, whenever I say I'm an occultist, people automatically assume that I'm a Satanist.
It's because it's got the word cult within it. That's why people don't like it.
Yeah, well, even the word esoteric, people think that you're a Satanist if you into the esoteric. It's just that the occult sounds a bit harsher, I guess.
Sure.
But you can use the occult for good, bad, or indifference.
But what we're talking about here is certainly not the occult being used for good. Let's be real.
Yeah.
You know, we've banded around things like energy harvesting. This took place at the NRG Stadium.
We'll take the word sacrifice. So sacrifice, is that good or bad?
It's not. It's not either. I'm doing a presentation. I'm putting a presentation together for the season of Sacrifice, which will be coming on Rise Above in the next couple of months, and I'll go into the actual etymology of the word sacrifice.
Yeah. So as an example, you could use the word sacrifice in terms of bringing up a child. You have to sacrifice a hell of a lot to bring up a child. It doesn't make it bad. In order to do anything, you have to sacrifice something.
Sure.
Nothing's for free.
Nothing's for free in this realm.
Yeah. So the word
best sayings, nothing is for free in this realm.
So the word sacrifice, it doesn't necessarily mean it's, you're sacrificing a baby in some kind of dungeon ritual. Sacrifice is just a word, but it's what you actually, it's the action, consequence.
Sure.
So you could take pretty
It's
much
the
any of
giving
these.
up.
Yeah, you could take. I would say to become enlightened, you'd have to sacrifice a lot.
You'd have to sacrifice your time.
Yeah.
But what was being sacrificed here?
Yes, let's get back to it. This image on screen, guys. This is a famous. Who is this by, Lance?
Oh God, Ross Kieran in his post, which I'll show in a minute. Yeah, Ross, feel free to call in any time, mate. Yeah.
This is a famous.
Let me find out.
Artist depiction of devil, basically people walking into the gates of hell, the mouth of hell.
It is called. Where is it? It's a famous Renaissance artist, Hieronymus Bosch, and it is called Christ in Limbo.
Christ in Limbo.
Christ in Limbo. Yeah, and we can draw conclusions.
I think this is depiction of the mouth of hell.
Yeah, this is. I mean, this is a depiction of hell. Or the painting is called Christ in Limbo, but it is a depiction of hell.
And look at the top. Look right at the top, under the tent. You got the priest glass and someone kneeling on one knee. Look, kneeling to the priest glass.
Oh wow, yeah,
sitting around the table.
God, there's so much in that.
And they've got the tree. Look, the tree to the right.
Where's this from? Is this like a William Blake or something?
No, it's the painter is called Bosch, and it's called Christ in Limbo. I believe it has some link to Dante's Inferno. This image as well. So someone said in the comment section.
Yeah.
Look very top left. You've got someone who's been hung. Someone's hung very top left.
The hangman.
Yeah, the hangman.
Right up there. So here's another picture of the portal on the stage at the Travis Scott concert. Astro
See you
World.
on the other side.
See you on the other side. Come to a whole new universe. Come to Utopia. And this is the large portal, which sort of like, it literally turned. It looked like Stargate. It looked like Stargate SG-1 when he started stamping on the stage. When he'd been told that people are collapsing and dying, he's like, "Fuck that! Put both hands in the air. Let's do this." Start stamping on the stage. The portal ignites. Flames come up. So here, right before the panic broke out, the portal opened. Kylie posted this as the video. So I guess that's Kylie Jenner. she's obviously taking her video from a safe point away from the soul crushing that was going on at the front. I don't know where this image is taken from. Again, maybe something like Dante's Inferno, some medieval text potentially. I don't know. I'm not going to
Into the abyss.
Yeah, the abyss.
The darkness.
And yeah, I've seen the clip. Drake and Travis were screaming out, "I'm a body catcher, slaughter gang soul snatcher," while they were feeding literal souls of the youth to the OVO owl. It's pretty sicko mode. So they're saying there's sort of like an owl there behind them. Yeah.
Wow, can we just read that again? Drake and Travis
I'm
screaming,
Mr. Body Catcher, Slaughter Gang Soul Snatcher. And I've heard it. That's literally what they were chanting.
feed little souls of the youth to the OVO owl.
What's
Right.
OVO? Ordo, isn't it?
No, Ordo Templi Orientis. That's
Yeah.
not it. No, that's OTO.
OTO, right. So at one point, the mountain was filled with creepy eyes watching over as people were literally dying. This is sick.
Fucking hell. Look,
Towards the end of the show, giant hands appeared over the portal. There was something. This is not right.
This is really,
It's
fucking
literally
dark.
like. I mean, I've seen some stage production. This is pretty fucking impressive. I've got to be honest, but also it's pretty dark. I mean, imagine if you were you taking some like sort of like psychedelics or hallucinogens.
I'm actually quite taken aback by that.
And you were watching this, and people were dying around you. You would literally feel like you were in this painting. You would literally feel like you were Christ in limbo in the gates of hell, where people being resuscitated all around you. I'm not going to show the videos again from earlier. They're horrific. There were even more of those videos. I mean, I counted more than 8 people just in the videos. They were literally sprayed across like a golf buggy or whatever. Really bad. Where do we get to? So yeah.
To me, this looks like an experiment.
No, I reckon you're right, Master Lee. I reckon this dude, this Travis Scott motherfucker, I reckon he's going for gold. Right, and I reckon you're right. This is an initiation. I reckon he's done his homework. I reckon he's going for the A plus.
Yeah, but I think it's an experiment with regards to the cyber world soul harvesting.
Do you think it could be some sort of like celebratory ritual for to commemorate like actually opening the metaverse?
Well, I think it's an experiment towards it. I think they're just testing it.
No, I haven't got graphene oxide. You can mention it.
So
thank you. How considerate of you.
Yeah, I didn't want to ruin any slides, future slides. So let's mention some graphene oxide, Lance.
Right. We've all seen the videos of what graphene oxide does,
and we've mentioned how much it is in the media at the moment. We've got a girl Greta. She's putting it out. We've got
Greta Oxide.
Greta Oxide. Who else? The other one.
Graphene Thunberg.
Who's the other one? Thingy who was
Lady Gaga, Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish, that's the one.
Who else? Who else? Who had black goo dripping down their
face? Yeah, there's loads of it all around.
They love that black goo.
So, yeah,
have we mentioned Marilyn Manson?
I haven't mentioned Marilyn Manson. Are they connected to this? Were they there?
I believe they were there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they were probably there, like in
the
middle of
masturbating all over it. Yeah.
A pentajizzle, probably drawing a big pentagram with a G in the middle.
Masturbating,
slunking all over the place. Black goo.
Yeah, black goo. Yeah.
We know he's good friends with Mr. West.
Yeah, K West.
But you know he's trying to convert him into Christianity.
Yeah, because I saw this thing the other week. It was like some sort of like mass where they were all dressed in white, and there was like Justin Bieber, Marilyn Manson, and Kanye was leading it, and the sort of more like Q following Christian types were like, oh yeah, Kanye is leading them out of the darkness, because Kanye's found God. So, yeah, who knows?
It's very twisted.
It's going deep. So here's some more. I mean, like, look at the imagery for the poster.
Into the portal.
It literally looks like people getting sucked into the metaverse.
One eye symbolism.
Where of like a digital reincarnation of Jimmy Savile is like waiting to greet you. You know he lives in the metaverse.
He's waiting for you.
He's waiting for all of us.
Don't sign in with that digital ID.
Don't go to the metaverse, kids. Not even once.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Just don't ever go there.
No, it looks tempting from what they're trying to make reality look like.
I got you now, you wabbit. I'm going to blow you into a million wabbit cutlets.
Right.
Have you seen Mr. West's ritual that he did after this event. I think I sent you a photograph of the t-shirts they're wearing.
I have that, yeah. So here's a few more pictures. Here's a good one. This is I don't know if he was I guess he was. Was he wearing this t-shirt? Demons passing through the portal. So people go through the portal blue and then they come out red.
The blue and the red.
Yeah, look, someone else has pointed out 8 flames, 8 deaths. That's actually the picture that we've got for the background for tonight. Same picture. It's definitely a Saturn festival. Too many 8s.
How many rings there? How many rings is that in the?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Right in the centre.
Well, I'm counting the yellow ones.
I don't know.
1, 2. Is that one?
Anyway, it's irrelevant.
It's bound to be.
We
like 6,
know what
right?
it is.
Yeah.
We know what it is. We can discuss more symbolism and more as we sit, but I think we're all, you know, all 374 people watching are up to speed with what this is.
Here's what Russ Kieran said, and I don't know if he's going to phone in or not. He's got my number. Russ, who makes some really sick memes for us, he said, a seriously disturbing incident. I've looked at the footage from various sources. I cannot see a crowd surge anywhere. This was a demonic, satanic, soul-harvesting ritual riddled with occult symbolism. The frequencies activated could be the same as those used in the active denial military weapon system, LRAD. Mm-hmm. But look at the painting Kyle Jenner has in her hand. Where have we seen that artist before? It's one of Jean-Michel Basquiat. They always show us via revelation of the method. I'm guessing that artist is
I saw the picture. It's very much similar to what's
like
in
Epstein.
Helen DeGenerate's house.
Yeah, and what's the other one? Tony Podesta.
Yeah.
And his brother. They that's the artist they like, isn't it? I'm sure.
Yeah.
Also, look at the
Again,
stage.
guys, this is they all into the same shit, the same ideology, the same little group of people. This is this guy, like this Travis Scott. I didn't even know who this dude was until this afternoon, right? This dude, yeah, like this could be, again, just play devil's advocate. This motherfucker could end up being like some Britney Spears dude who just gets tossed aside once he's done his job and he's just left to fester in his house like MK Ultra degenerate, brains being fucking toasted.
I have a
Do you know
feeling.
what I mean?
I have a feeling that his career will absolutely explode after this.
Yeah, I'm sure it will, like Britney Spears and that. But you know, this shit's going to come crashing down for this motherfucker one day. That what he's doing and what he's into and what he's up to, this isn't
Well, they're already suing him and Drake.
You've got to ask the question: where does he go from here?
Well, I think he's pretty much fucking outdone himself here, don't you? What's next?
That
here?
was his piece of
why,
resistance.
This is why I'm putting my money on that it's an experiment.
What on on behalf of the Pentagram Jizzle companies that were lacing the infrastructure there at the NRG harvesting stadium?
They're testing the mechanisms for the upload.
Ooh, testing the mechanisms for the upload. What, like the upload into the metaverse?
Potentially, yeah. Or there may be certain parts of the infrastructure that requires particular essence or soul harvesting of some sort.
Wolfie's asked a good question there. Are the harvesting souls going into hell or summoning demons out of hell with the empty vessels limed up? Maybe both.
Both. This is why I said
you've got
tangential energy and radial energy. So you've got the energy coming in and the energy going out. And this applies to every one of us within our torus field. And this is the cause and the effect. And you've got to be very, very careful. Even when you're dealing with the occult, even on this grand scale, you have to be very, very careful. You have to protect yourself because you can be sucked into this.
I've got lyric. We're the third force installers control the tori inside the torus, because essentially we are all a miniature tori inside a massive torus.
This doesn't
realm.
scare me. This shit. When I look at all of this, I think it's freaky. I tell you what. I think it's bold that they put it out there so blatantly. That's what I think.
It's the apocalypse, isn't it?
Yeah.
How do we know that this isn't something like what happened in Wuhan in 2020 when people dropped dead in the street?
Yeah.
They could have been testing the frequency then.
Let's talk about graphene oxide.
Yeah, because like we talk about cymatics and frequency a lot on the show, right? And I'm sure everyone has seen the videos of graphene oxide and what it does when you have like a tennis ball sized bit of graphene oxide and you play like certain EMF frequencies through it. It dances around like glue out of that Robin fucking Williams film.
And what's everyone been injecting themselves with?
Well, the Britney Spears ticket is laced with graphene oxide. I think it's like the main ingredient of the Britney Spears ticket.
And what's the prerequisite for having this? To get a
well,
ticket
you have to have 2 Britney Spears tickets in your bloodstream to go here.
To get a ticket to hell.
Yeah, and then you're going to stand there in the NRG Harvesting Stadium, which is surrounded by Verizon.
Like our man Russ Kieran saying there, and like the military weapon system LRAD, which is, for those of you who don't know what the LRAD is, it's a crowd controlling thing, which is they beat out a frequency which they can actually project.
It cooks your insides.
Yeah, it's like a microwave kind of thing, and they can actually pinpoint that fairly precisionally.
Yeah. Well,
so you think about that. Think about that in a crowd, a fucking crowd that size. Like they said in the mainstream media, the lamestream media, quote unquote, they said they're not quite sure of what created the surge. Well, I think it'd be pretty fucking obvious, wouldn't you, if they could direct an LRAD frequency mechanism towards a small group of people. And what does that automatically make you do? It makes you fucking your brain hurt and you just have to run away. It's a crowd dispersing thing.
50k high watt energy.
And what are you going to do? What are you going to do if there's nowhere to fucking run? If you're surrounded, what if they do that to 50 people?
Well, I've heard. I mean,
you're going to have a crowd surge.
I have watched hours of accounts of people that were there.
I literally just think I've worked out what's happened on the fucking show.
Literally well, I'm pretty sure you have people who were saying that basically, like, people were falling to the ground and they were just going down and nothing could happen. And that everywhere they looked, people were just getting sucked down. They had their hands in the air. After he told people to put their hands in the air, once their hands were in the air, they were so put in, they couldn't put their hands down again. And then they saw people's hands just going lower and lower and getting sucked down.
Sucked into
people
the
were
abyss.
Saying people were saying it was like they were getting sucked into the abyss. They were basically becoming unconscious and then they were just getting sucked down. And then they were getting trampled.
In the occult, humans are called 3-brained bipods, and they're classed as antennas on the organic surface of the earth for the transmigration and transmutation of energies.
We are walking transmitters and receivers. That's what our DNA is, a double helix. It's the same shape. It's the ideal shape for a transceiver.
Yeah. So when hands are raised in the air, the objective is that you start to channel. You'll see it in all forms of whether it's Christian worship, Santeria, Satanism, celebration, ritual, soccer.
Yeah. Put your hands in the air. How many times have I said that throughout my career? That's what I say when I've run out of things to say.
Mexican wave.
Waving like you just don't care.
Yeah, waving around like you just don't care. So
we've got half an hour left of the show.
Wait a minute, I'm not finished with my swipe
No,
show.
I'm just saying. We're just saying, like, let's move it on. That's what I'm saying.
At the start of the show, I said I originally thought that this was Britney Spears connection. It was just all about that. Little did I know there was more going on, as we've been talking about. However, I did say there was a Britney Spears connection, right? Now, I don't know if anyone's ever heard of someone called, or is it Lou Taylor? Lou Taylor was 1,000% in charge of Astro World. A series of events known as Astro Week were held in lead to the festival Astro World. The events in Astro Week was in support of the Cactus Jack Foundation, which is managed by Lou Taylor. Do you know who Lou Taylor is? Britney Spears' overall CEO manager.
No.
Yeah. Now, I don't know the whole story about Britney Spears' handlers and exactly why Lou Taylor is so important. But all I do understand is that Lou Taylor was like the person that was in charge of Britney Spears' handler.
She's involved.
Yeah, she was Britney Spears' like sort of chief handler.
He,
no,
Lou.
No, it's a she. It's a she.
Oh, it's a she.
Yeah.
Do you know why she's called Britney Spears?
Go on.
Because in 2020 or 2021, Rise Above was going to use that as a terminology.
That's why. And as you've just said that, right, we've just hit a record amount of viewers, 387,000 people, 387 people tuned in. Share the stream right now, yeah? If we can get to 400 on this stream on a Monday night, that's absolutely epic. So this other person on Twitter here is like, said, Damn, niggas out here be performing esoteric Luciferian magics, walking into the mouth of a void, hellmouth. This is happening, red-pilling normies en masse to the energy vampiric soul-crushing rituals that have been perpetrating for them for decades by big showbiz. These are regular people on Twitter dropping stuff like this. Talking about vampiric soul harvesting. Luciferian magics.
Well,
is it fair to say?
Let's call it what it is.
Is it fair to say, right, that we're witnessing right now, in real time, the eternal recurrence of signs and symbols and clues that life is far more magical and mysterious than we
This
potentially.
realm is unbelievable.
Yeah. Now, as a antidote or counter to this dark satanic ritual magic that's taking place, it can equally evoke in the light occultists or those that want to transcend and develop a soul, the ability to see, to have the revelation, to witness the apocalypse or the unveiling of the magic of this realm and the syncretism. Not the coincidences.
That's why I had to do this broadcast tonight. I couldn't wait until the end of the week. We've never done a Monday night broadcast before. I had to strike while the iron is hot. I think this is a watershed moment.
I messaged you about 7:30, didn't I? I said I was seeing you going live at 9.
I did put in the group chat earlier on. I was like, everyone is welcome to join me in person.
I was busy
remote.
too. I was literally shoveling shit all afternoon.
Well, you know, they say, or they say, never let a good crisis go to waste. Well, you should never let a good satanic ritual go to waste either.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
for the light occultists.
Satanic ritual go to waste. Wow. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. You know, this is as far as I'm concerned, an excellent pile of catalyst that I can recatalyze. And if this is going to be an event where there's enough coverage, there's enough clips of it out in the internet already that people are going to start seeing it, go, whoa, wait a minute, that looks fucked up. And then they might tune into the show. Someone might share it to them, and they've got us guys talking about it for 2 hours, literally with the rabbit scalpel out, getting it, opening
dissection.
It up, looking what's in the stomach, what's it eaten in the last week, right? It's important because this is something that's happened on the world stage, and there's plenty of evidence online.
And it's going to happen again.
Yeah, there's not going to be any shortage of these events going forward.
They've seen how well this has worked. I wonder what the body count actually is now. I wonder what it actually is. Like, not that we're told. Like, I wonder what it actually is. And you wait. They're going to do this again on a bigger scale.
If the first-hand accounts are anything to go by, I would guarantee it's a lot more than 8 people.
Look at this. They cancelled all events. You couldn't do any bigger. And then look at this fucking huge event and loads of people die in it. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, here's the part of the show where people have been waiting for all night, because I did make an announcement that someone very special contacted me today with regards to this subject. That person is Wim, aka Godvaj, or Godj Flamast, as some people know him. One of our favourite YouTuber, a very powerful insight he has in his videos. Right, we love his videos. Anyway, I mean, I messaged him last week about the metaverse, and I was like, right, all this stuff is coming to us about the metaverse. Wim, what are you thinking about this? And I showed him the symbols, and he's like, yeah, that is the Apep energy. And the Apep energy is the ancient serpent energy as described by the Egyptians, etc. It's a long story. So anyway, he emailed me today out of the blue, right? And this is what he said. Okay, so I'm just going to get this big right.
Oh, my days.
So, okay, yeah, trust me. He's got a picture of Travis Scott stood in front of the portal. Now, the portal looks like it's divided, and there's some, like, mountains. It looks like... No, it looks a bit like a crater.
The crater.
It's a bit like a crater. Now this is what Wim said. Hello, Lance. I thought I saw on a message that you're going to do something tonight about Travis Scott ritual. I can't seem to find it anymore. Or am I wrong? Anyway, I saw something strange on an image of that performance. It looks like he's pointing at a star. Is it a place on the crater map? Now, if anyone's not familiar with Godvaj and his particular theory about the realm and the shape of it and what we actually live in, he believes we live in a crater, which some people describe as flat Earth. He doesn't necessarily subscribe to that.
No, hang on. Let's just be clear. Wim says, sorry, flat Earthers, because the bigger Earth is spherical. He does say that on one of his...
He just says it's a bigger Earth.
But he does say on one of his earlier videos, he does say, sorry, flat Earthers. He does.
Yeah.
He says, sorry, flat Earthers.
It's not flat Earth theory.
No.
It's called crater theory, we guess. So anyway, I'm just going to go onto the next slide. This is the crater map which Wim has come up with. He thinks this is what our realm looks like, okay? This massive bit here is actually Antarctica, because most of the crater is frozen, and this is our world, basically our realm. And you can see here, like, so that's the Americas. Here you've got like Africa and Europe and
this is why there's so much shit underwater, guys.
Now,
like,
if I was to superimpose both of them together, you can actually see, right, that this shape that this is carved out does kind of correlate. Okay, it does kind of correlate. I've got to give it to him. And it would seem that Travis is pointing to...
Where's the entrance to the crater?
Well, he's pointing to a star which seems to be on the end of this landmass here. Now, if I'm looking at that, so there's England...
The centre of the crater.
What would that landmass over there be? That would have to be sort of like...
That's Australia top right now.
That would be like North Asia. So that would be like China. He's pointing to China. That is China. Yeah, because it's nearest to Australia there. Yeah, he's pointing to China. Yeah, Wim, I know he's watching. Wim, if you're watching, please, can you get to us? Is that star that he's pointing to on your own map as you've devised it? Is that where China is?
Yeah, let us know, Wim.
He's got to be watching. There he is. He's
Is
saying
it-
it's
is it in the
Wuhan.
chat?
There he is.
No way! No way!
Boom.
God forbid, it's in the fucking chat.
It's Wuhan.
Oh
It
my
is.
God.
Oh my days. Live from Rise Above. You've
God,
got it.
Vad, we are so happy to have you here on live on Rise Above.
Mate, I actually feel beside myself. Wim, welcome, right? So what he's actually saying
Cheers,
is...
Wim.
Yeah,
Chasing
cheers.
the dragon.
Cheers.
Chasing the dragon. So he's pointing to not only China...
Gosh.
Gosh, let's have a massive gosh for that. He's not only pointing to the home of the Red Dragon, he could be potentially pointing to Ground Zero.
Quite a dwelling, peasants.
Yes, we've got it all lined up. Oh, 383 people tuned in.
We've got the mighty Godfads tuned in on a Monday night.
Right, so yeah, that's amazing. He is literally pointing to the brightest star, which is Wuhan, ground zero of COVID 1984.
This is so fucked up.
You saw it first here on Live on Rise Above.
Unreal.
So,
a massive gadgevasm.
How does this link to the metaverse? Because this is it's all, we all know it's linked. We all know everything's linked.
I mean, let's have some comments, everyone. Everyone can see the chat room on the screen. Like, what do we think the link is between Wuhan, the opening of the metaverse, the Soviet Union, and what happened at Travis Scott's thing? You know, is this a
and why
ritual?
is graphene oxide all over the fucking place in the crater realm?
Why are all the stars?
We've got Magic's in the chat as well.
We've got Magic's. Everyone here, the whole family. What a moment to behold.
Wow.
Yeah, this is absolutely mental, to be fair. It definitely fits. Look, you can even see how it's sort of superimposed on
and
top
wasn't
of
he
it.
doing some weird like he's even in a trance when he was?
Yeah, he was in a trance.
Yeah. This is some serious MK Ultra ritual, 100%.
And also, right, as he was doing this and stood in front of the portal or the map of the crater, there are these weird, like, figures walking across the top.
Right.
Look. Now, they're obviously, like, superimposed or whatever, but it's almost like, what, are people leaving their soul and that's them walking to hell?
Look, their heads, look at me, look, his head's down, look,
Yeah.
his head's just down, just like a zombie would be.
Now, here's what Inner Guardians Master Lee brought through. So, this, what Inner Guardians, you can explain what this is.
Yeah, this is Kanye's West after event ritual. And this was kind of, well, his take on it was like a type of funeral ritual.
A vigil?
Yeah,
sort of thing.
that's it, vigil, yeah, that's the right word, yeah. But if you look at the logos on the T-shirts and stuff, and I mean, to me...
It's a double Solomon star.
Yeah, to me, it doesn't look anything of, say, the lighter cult spectrum.
Well, wait a minute. Isn't that like it's a cross inside a Solomon star, okay? So is that like a symbol for the? Well, we would need a moon on there as well for it to be a symbol of the coming world religion. What's it called? Jislam, or something.
Chrislam.
Jislam.
But I mean, look, if this is what it is, look, you've got the counter-rotating pyramid system.
Do you know where that comes from? That
with
Jislam?
the fucking sigil of the sun cult, the cross, like literally combined.
Well, put it this way, I wouldn't let
and
Kanye
there's
West
numbers and stuff.
look after my children.
No, look at the bottom of these people's cloaks or whatever the fucked up attire they're wearing. There's numbers and stuff. I can't quite make it out. I wonder what's written on that. I wonder what they've actually got written there. I bet it's 33.
It probably is. Oh no, it's got the numbers. So it's got. Is that number 5?
Yeah, they've probably got their own number because there's clearly a cult. But there's more text. There's more text.
The date, wouldn't it? The date of the festival, the date of the ritual.
Right. Last Wednesday, we talked about what is the problem. You know, is it depopulation? Is it control? Well, it's probably both. And this is part of it. And the depopulation wouldn't necessarily mean the slaughtering or killing of people. Depopulation could mean people being uploaded.
Sure.
It just depends on what perspective you take on it.
Yeah, because we know that these dark occultists who are quote unquote calling the shots, who think they are, they know about, if you want to call it karmatic law, natural law, whatever. They know they can't. You've said it before, Marsley. Why don't they just kill us? Why don't they just outright just kill us? But they know they can't.
The same reason a farmer doesn't kill his cattle.
I would say that there is some type of sale purchase taking place on the cosmic stock market. Because, you know, if you understand like maritime law and all of that, and birth certificate and being birthed and doctors and all of that stuff, yeah, we're basically stock, cattle. Now, if you take that from a metaphysical perspective, that means they could equally trade our essence on the cosmic ray of creation, or the cosmic stock market, as I call it. We're traded. You know, it goes back to
commodities. Energy is a commodity. Yeah.
Yeah. So why would they want to slaughter us, and for us to go to waste? They wouldn't do that. It makes no sense to me. This is why I said there's a massive contradiction in the truth movement, because some people are saying that we're prisoners, we're stock, we're cattle, and then they talk about depopulation, where they're just going to waste us.
However, Master Lee, there is an answer to both. There is an explanation for both. And John O'Leary he actually triggered me into thinking this way a little bit. This is just, it's not that necessarily I believe this, but it's a possibility that if this, we call it the Great Reset, whatever. What if that is actually a global cycle, and this climate change? Fuck me, is that a swear word now? Are you gonna say maybe. Climate change on the fucking? Do you know what I mean?
Make it Gretarism or something.
Yeah, Gretarism. If the Gretarism is just a factor in the global cycle before a quote unquote cataclysm comes. John O'Leary did mention, he said, what if the people who are in the know of this cycle, which is just a naturally occurring thing, they know that they need to get rid of some people physically, so that there's not too much of a fight for resources after the quote-unquote cataclysm. That's just an option.
Yeah, well, look, right, what has been the mechanism?
That's more on a physical scale, though.
Yeah, what has been the mechanism in history with regards to sacrifice and slaughter? It's warfare. I think it's fair to say that. All we're witnessing now is a much more sophisticated mechanism, which has the same outcome. But it also includes the
quiet wars.
Yeah, it also includes the metaphysical aspects, the essence and the soul. So, as an example, if a butcher gets a load of pigs and gets all the good bits and sells them, yeah, they're going to throw a certain amount away. But what if they could sell those bits? They would, to increase their profits.
Sure.
Yeah, because everything is energy. Everything is flow of energy. Everything is trapping and controlling and nepotism of the energy.
So, Are you
So
sort of suggesting, like, if you were going to do a satanic ritual, why not roll in a weapons test, a frequency weapons test with it as well, just to be more efficient?
no,
Did you
what I'm
put that
saying
slant
is
on it?
that rather than just using, say, the blood ritual aspects, why not include the essence and the soul if you can, if you've got the mechanism to do that? Maybe it took them a few thousand years to develop and perfect the craft of harnessing essence and soul energy, or photon light energy.
Maybe to do it on the extent that they need to, or they would like to. I mean, the soul harvesting, the energy harvesting. Maybe they had to wait until the technology was there. Maybe they actually need the technology to do this, because in previous times, the little rituals and stuff that small esoteric
Well,
groups used to get together and do.
It's not so easy to get away with lighting
No.
a 20-foot bonfire, getting people to climb a step pyramid and
No,
cutting their heart out in
not
front
only
of a
that,
statue of Moloch anymore.
Not only that, but I'm wondering how far that reach would go, as well. I'm wondering how far that reach would go around the crater.
Right, I would say you've got life, you've got
Pick up
anti-life, you've got organic, you've got synthetic. So, for instance, the synthetic world could be a composite of all of the negative karmic sludge from the Earth, the Sun, the Moon, Saturn, as an example. Okay, so you've got a whole kind of dimension or realm of non-human, non-life existence. Now, what if they wanted to enter this realm? What would it look like, or how could they do it?
I'm telling you now.
Could it be this?
From what I can currently see, whoever or whatever is trying to come through this realm is coming through in multiple people through every fucking nation on this planet at the moment.
People have given themselves to the Divic energy.
I'm telling you now, it's coming everywhere,
right,
from
so
every angle.
It's the egregore. It's
maybe part of the cosmic law or legal system or lower legal system, there has to be a form of, the only way you can enter is via consent.
Consent of authority.
What you've seen, what we're witnessing, or what we're seeing is consent, or the corruption of consent on a mass scale.
And if you break that down to nuts and bolts, the very basics of it, if you consent to authority, you're fucked.
Yeah, and people always ask me the question, what can we do about it? Well, I simply say no. Do not consent on a physical and metaphysical essence, soul, photon light level. It's as simple as that. Do not consent. Say no.
We're in the
be
realm
the
of
denying
choice.
force. Be the denying force. Say no.
Counter the denying force with your own denying force.
Yeah.
To the denying force.
Yeah. So the word no, like, we talk about denying force. I say denying force isn't all bad. The same way the number 8 isn't bad. So saying no to a psychopath or a Satanist is not a bad thing. It's probably pretty useful.
I'm giving you till the count of 5 to apologize to me publicly for calling me stupid.
Sorry, that was the wrong jingle.
What did you mean to press? Gosh.
Gosh, yeah.
Sorry, I changed it a minute ago. Yeah, if you need to rise above, we do play jingles and stuff, sometimes at really inappropriate moments, because that makes it funnier.
A bit of chaos is always good.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's good to add some lubrication in the form of humour, right, into these dark topics that we're talking about. And if you are new to this show and you're shocked about how we can break out into laughter when we're talking about people dying and their soul harvesting going on and stuff like that, it's because that's absolutely necessary, in case you haven't noticed.
Otherwise, you'll just fall into the abyss with everyone else.
No one would want to watch this show every week if we didn't make it entertaining. So dark times calls for dark comedy.
We got some more slides, like?
No, well, I think we...
Are we good?
Oh, no, we've got something here from Inner Guardian. So, you said that this was very Crowleyan, didn't you, Inner Guardians?
Yeah, all of this. Here's the godfather of what we're witnessing now. I would say he's still here. In some form or another.
He certainly lives on, that's for sure.
Yeah, because if you look at the kind of the tree from him. He had his fingers in many pies, including NASA. A lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah. Through Jack Parsons as well.
Yeah, I mean, literally, there's nothing in this realm that isn't in the mainstream media or isn't popular that he hasn't influenced, whether it's music, arts, culture, space technology, warfare, psychological operations.
When did Crowley die?
His demon semen is everywhere.
When did Crowley die?
I don't know if he is dead.
Well, officially, did Walt Disney and Crowley's life?
I think he's well and truly alive.
Yeah, no. I'm not going to argue with that. I was just wondering because, like, we know how instrumental like Disney was with like NASA, and talking. You're saying that Crowley was instrumental with NASA as well. I'm just wondering if there's any crossover. If Walt Disney and Aleister Crowley actually lived at the same time. I'm not even like au fait with their timelines really that much to say whether they did or not. I wasn't sure.
Well,
he died in
I think a bit of an evening of research would be quite revealing.
I've found some more really revealing things about the links between.
He died in 1947.
Well, there would have been a crossover then, wouldn't there?
1st of December, so we're coming up to his fucking birthday.
What am I talking about? Walt Disney probably learned everything he knew from Aleister Crowley. Duh. This is Rise Above, bitches. Come on.
He died at age 72, which is just coincidentally the reverse of 27.
Yeah, 2022 is going to be very interesting. This is just a warm-up.
What, more interesting than 2021?
Yeah. Yeah, the content is going to be flowing.
People thought 2020 was fucked.
I can't wait. It's like we all said last year that 2021 is like, you normies, if you think 2020 was a turbulent year, wait until you see 2021. I mean, look what's happened so far. It's been an absolute plan fest.
Just because there's no
the album
BLM
cover,
riots.
the album cover of Earth, Wind and Fire. If you look at the title of the album, Electric Universe. So this is nothing new. This has been in the music industry for a long, long time. This metaverse, Earth, Wind and Fire had already exposed that. Whether it's for the light or the dark remains to be seen.
You said they were occultists, Earth, Wind and Fire, didn't you?
100%, yeah. Yeah.
They were at least in the know.
They forgot about water.
Earth, Wind, Fire. Maybe it was deliberately left out.
They forgot about water.
Who knows? Well,
water, isn't that humans?
Well, unfortunately, that means they don't flow.
Yeah, well, we're supposed to be 70% water.
Anyway, should we wrap up the show with? I want to go more into this concept. There, I don't feel we've got to the depths of this.
I mean,
I think there's going to be more to unravel about this.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to lay everything on the table that's come out so far. I mean, I could have showed more pictures of lifeless bodies and stuff, but I thought
we don't need to take it to a lower level.
Can I finish on something for my part? I think this is multi-layered. It's not just a satanic ritual. I think it's also part false flag. It's part staged event.
Yeah.
Now, we're not meant to see anything that we're not meant to see. Sorry, we don't see anything that we're not meant to see, as we well know. And I'm predicting, I'm going to put myself out, I'm going to do a prediction that with the revelation of the metaverse or synthetic universe, they've got to find a way to get people to consent to upload into it.
Yeah.
So what we're probably going to witness is all of the things where they carry idols.
Yeah.
So sports, concerts, music.
All the shit people like to do.
Yeah. So what they're going to do is
they're going to make it horrible.
They're going to make it horrible.
Dangerous.
Now, do you remember I said many months ago? I said, look, they're going to make this realm so horrible that you're going to beg to be uploaded into a virtual reality
into
to escape.
Metaverse, there's no security checks. There's no Soviet Union taking your temperature in the metaverse.
Yeah. Now, I hope I'm wrong. I really do hope I'm wrong. But potentially they could make this place a dystopia and then create the false utopia as a mechanism for consent to upload. Because people have often said to me, why would people upload themselves? Well, if they said there's no more concerts because they're too dangerous, The only way you can see your idols is if you upload into the metaverse. How many people do you think would do that?
Well, they've got to be pretty fucking stupid to do that. Hang on. On that note there, about the concerts, right? That's just one thing people like to do, right? Just like people would, there's two ways to go about. People have to consent, like you just said, or people, they'd just be forced to have to do smaller events. Otherwise, people would be like, well, okay, well, we won't do a 50,000 people event.
People will be queuing up to get into the metaverse.
I'm sure they will, 100% they will. But there is another option, guys. I'm just putting it out there. We could force these motherfuckers to do smaller events than that, so which wouldn't be classed as quote unquote dangerous. I'm just putting that out there. Like there's always a second option.
I think if you put the legislation to the side, it's more about the perception in people's minds. If you start to create an idea that if you go to an event and there's a crowd, you're going to get jabbed with a needle. Yeah. You're going to get trampled to death.
Yeah.
You're going to get fried by some electromagnetic frequency.
Plus all the Soviet Union checks. And
you're going to get Divock 91 Divox.
Right, I'm going to raise you one.
Yeah, go, Master Lee. Go on, raise it.
Right, okay. I'm going to
raise it like the phoenix.
I'm going to be very careful how I explain this. Right, so a lot of people are taking the Britney Spears. Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's hypothetically say in 12 months' time, the powers that shouldn't be say, yeah, we got it wrong. You're all going to die of whatever.
Coinciditis.
Yeah. Now, your only option to exist or to continue life, and bearing in mind all these people are shit scared of death or dying.
Yeah.
Because that's the reason they took the double jab in the first place.
Yeah, is to upload yourself into an augmented reality and you can live for eternity. How many of them will either consent to do it or kind of not have much choice but to consent?
Master Lee, many of my own close family members would exactly 100% do exactly what you just said.
I know some people that probably get a boner about it doing it.
100%. Some of my close family members who are a little bit older would 100% do what you just said there.
Yeah.
Imagine what you can do in the metaverse.
Right.
I'm talking about very intelligent people as well.
I mean, look, right. Those people that have taken it, right, and maybe on their third, and then in a few months they'll be on their fourth. Just imagine there's a news broadcast that says, "Yeah, we've just realised that we got it wrong, and that you are all going to die, a very painful or horrible death, or an instant death." How much control would that actually give them? It'd give them a lot more control than what they're doing right now. This could just be one big...
Or if you just said you've installed a ticking time bomb, you could drop dead of coincidice at any time.
It would be a dark and courteous wet dream. They would submit and do whatever they wanted at any point.
Come to the metaverse now.
Yeah,
secure your place in the metaverse now. Coinciditis could strike at any minute. It can strike in your sleep. It can strike anywhere, right? Come to the metaverse now, because once you're uploaded, you're safe. All your friends and family will be there.
But it's only
I could already see the adverts, mate.
Yeah, but it's only the vulnerable that need to be concerned about it at the moment. Then in 6 months' time, then 12 months' time, it'll be upload your children because they're going to be gone. This is how they operate. Double speak. Flip-flopping.
Yeah, no doubt at all.
This is Black Mirror, mate. This is
because
Black
you got to ask the question. Yeah, you got to ask the question, right? How are we going to, or how are they going to do the singularity by 2030? They haven't got much time.
Yeah, they need
so there's going to have to be a quickening.
Pivotal occurrences, something just like this, funnily enough.
Yeah,
1
because
week
it's not
after the
happen
metaverse
naturally.
is announced. 1 week after the metaverse.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's not going to happen naturally. And I strongly believe that there will be an acceleration of events. And I use the term events because that could mean many different things. But I think...
Question. Master Lee, question. So these so-called global elite, quote unquote, there's certain activities that they like to do, which are going to be infringed upon, which the peasantry like to take part in as well. So I'm wondering where that leaves them. I'm wondering because they've obviously just taken instruction from the priest class, the dark occult. Well, to be honest. They're taking instruction, in my opinion, from the banking class, who are taking instruction from the priest class. So, the peasantry do like in things like skiing and traveling, like international travel, things like that. So is this going to be people like obviously like your Bill Gateses and your Jeff Bezos? They're a step up from your Boris Johnsons, your what's her name in fucking New Zealand, the toothless, the fucking
Stalinda Ardern,
bucktooth bitch, and the rest of them, your Nancy Pelosi's and all of those type of people. Are they their rights? What they would like to do is going to be infringed on as well at some stage. At some stage,
they got private resorts, mate.
Well, they can inherit the earth.
Yeah, everything's going to be for them.
To be fair, they're very mid-level though, aren't they? They're like mid-level in the grand scheme of things.
They're still high-level administrator class. That there's still got to be some lackeys that the carrot of being a part of the administration when everyone else is properly in digital serfdom.
I'm talking Mad Max, Hunger Games society when this has been implemented, because it's coming.
Yeah, but it won't come to that, because the majority of the population will be tucked away nicely in a warehouse containing little pods.
On that note, guys, whenever you hear the term human settlement zone, right, just raise a fucking red flag. Yeah, whenever you hear that term,
sounds like something out of District 9.
Human settlement zone. Yeah, you raise a red flag. That is precisely what is like on the agenda 2030 UN dystopia wet dream.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
That specific term.
Right, we've gone over the 2-hour limit. We've still got 370 people tuned in. I think we better do another show on Friday, really, haven't we? You come around on Friday again?
Yeah, of course we are.
Yeah,
we've
of course.
Got customer services. So,
yeah, we'll do customer services. We'll do a call in. Are you going to do a presentation as well?
No.
You're saving that one.
No, for the.
To be honest, I've got a feeling the rest of this week is going to present from the Infinite Content Creator. I reckon enough content will come for us to flesh out quite a meaty show on Friday and have a call in.
Yeah, that's fine. No, I've got a presentation which is going to be a recorded show, which is it's not going to be live.
All right, we'll do that. We'll put that on the other channel.
Yeah.
All right, so big up everyone that's tuned in, right? It's Rise Above. Thank you very much, Inner Guardians, Master Lee. I hope we helped a little bit to unpack what, the occult, the esoteric aspects of this Travis Scott ritual. If you enjoyed it...
Get a picture of the ritual at Lance. What's something that you think, something?
I think that's probably a good picture to end it on. Yeah.
I mean, if anything, right? If any good can come from this, is that it's created a conscious shock for everybody else, and for any fence sitters, maybe.
And that's what the greatest apocalypse ever is all about: providing a bit of catalyst for people that have been, maybe turning an blind eye to this.
It's only going to get worse, guys.
It's only going to get worse.
It's going to get more in your face.
This stuff is going to accelerate at an exponential rate in the next couple of years, in the next couple of months, weeks, days, I expect.
I've just actually had my chimneys swept in my house.
Oh, yeah?
Coincidentally, on the 5th of November.
Get a chimney sweep
I've got 5 fireplaces in my house. I've got fireplaces.
You with your 5 fireplaces.
I've got fireplaces in a lot of my rooms. I've just had the swept coincidentally on the 5th of November. So I've just had my I've been able to get my fires going, and the it's really nice to just sit down and be cozy about your fire. But when I see fires like this shit going off, and then eight streams of fire and 8 people dying.
Yeah.
Fire.
Okay, guys. Yeah. 8, too many 8s. Right. Thank you very much, everyone. Mrs. Rise Above is not going to be pleased if I carry on any longer. Guys, we'll see you, everyone, at 9 p.m. on Friday when we will return. It is going to be a call-in show, and we have plenty more news and stuff to report on from the Coviot Clown Show, which is our metaphysical reality around us right now. Rise Above, everybody.
Big up Wim.
Yeah, big up Wim, big up Godvag. Everyone tuned in. Ardman, Lee Gold, Catherine Hamlin, Francis Leader, and In the Guardians. Rise Above.
Rise Above.
Lord Schwab says. Just random button I pushed at the end there. That's how we do here at Rise Above. See you guys later.